Alright guys, as you guessed, it's a little bit different tonight. So, tonight, well, winter's starting to come in, the cold weather's starting to come in, we're in the middle of autumn. It's not as cold tonight as I thought it was going to be, but what I've done is I've brought out a lot of my winter gear just to trial it out before winter really proper hits. So the best way I can describe tonight is it's probably a box of licorice all sorts. Now, if you're from the UK, you might understand what that means. Anywhere else, essentially it means it's just going to be a mixed bag tonight. I forecast really heavy rain, so I've brought a tent and a tarp just to be doubly safe. Never done that before, thought it'd be quite interesting. I've seen a couple of guys do it on YouTube recently, so I'm going to give that a bash. So essentially I'm going to call it a hybrid camp. Don't know what you think of that. I'm going to be testing out my winter gear. Pretty much got everything in my Bergen apart from the kitchen sink. It weighs an absolute ton. I don't know, I wouldn't even guess, 15 kilos plus. But I have to say, the main reason for coming out camping tonight is, it's a little bit of a celebration. Well, for starters, I've had my Nortent Vern1 PC for 6 months. So I'm actually going to try and do kind of a proper review on it. So that's kept me dry for 6 months now. Also, I've managed to keep myself dry for 4 years. So this weekend marks the 4th year, I'm a little bit nervous, sorry, the 4th year anniversary of me stopping drinking alcohol. So look, as always, bit of kit review, which I love doing, but just I wanted to kind of, I suppose, let you know early on, I'm going to be opening up a little bit about well, my struggles over the last 4 years and before, and why I chose to stop drinking. Now, apologies if the sound's not great. There's a really nice stream down there, as long as I can't see you. Really nice stream down there, and there's kind of a little bit of a waterfall close by, so it's quite heavy. It's quite loud. So I've been scouting around for a minute. I've been here for 20 minutes or so, and I think I found a really nice little spot. So just here, a nice little flat spot here. I've cleared some of the sticks and bigger kind of logs away, and I've got a nice tree there and one there. I can put a nice ridge line across the top there and have the beast sitting just there. But I've had a little bit of a disaster already. So walking down, I had a bit of a tumble, and I've broken, well, you can't see it obviously because it's attached to it, broken my tripod. So I can't actually stand you up, which is why I'm holding you now. Once before you were just propped up against a tree. So I'm actually going to, first thing I need to do is try and fashion some kind of tripod together. Bushcraft. Right, so what I'm actually essentially looking for is I'm looking for 3 sticks around the same length. Now, I wasn't going to bring the S-Wing tonight. Really glad I did. I'm going to need to try and chop these to a similar length. I'm going to try and chop them on here. One. Right. Measure those off. And that elbow there. 2. I've actually got 4 just in case. You know what? That one's actually pretty perfect already. So now I need to fashion these together and try and tie them together. Also, really glad I brought my little guy rope bag, because in here I think, yes we do, we have some of these magical little Velcro fixings. I have not got a clue what I'm doing here, but you know what? It's all a good bit of fun, isn't it? Right, come on you little beauty. And there we have a little tripod. Right, so I'm actually using my phone for this bit of footage because my camera's currently propped up on my new tripod. And And there it is, look, my tripod resting, or my camera's resting on it. That means I'll be able to set up camp over there whilst that's filming. So here we are, guys. I love this little tripod setup. So in here I've got a lot of my winter gear. So it weighs an absolute ton. There's no way I'm carrying it up a hill, but I'm not going up a hill tonight. I'm in a forest. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's talk about the Nortent Vern1 PC properly. Okay, I've done lots of shorts on it. I've done lots of snippets on it. This tent to me was my dream tent. 8 months ago, when I started kind of thinking about starting wild camping, it just mesmerised me. The look of it. Okay, yeah, we all know, let's get the big elephant out of the room. It's nearly 4 kilos, so carrying it any distance is no good. It's not a lightweight, ultra lightweight, medium weight. This is a heavyweight, but what an incredible tent. I've had this thing, I've actually had this thing on mountains. I've never set up in a forest before. I think it'd be quite interesting to see it in this environment. Like I was saying earlier, we've got rain forecast, so I've brought a tarp as well, just so I can make a little vestibule and just enjoy my little celebration weekend. What I've done is I've actually taken it out of the original bag, because the original bag is a nice fancy bag, but it's not a compression sack. So what I've done is I've put it into an old Ortlieb waterproof dry sack, so just to keep it compressed and all the air out of it. I opted for let's get rid of this, I don't need that. So I opted for the really heavyweight pegs. So these are the 16 gram Nortent profiled pegs. They're a little bit dirty, but these things are a bit dirty, but these are Nortent branded, and these are the heaviest pegs that they do, the 16 gram ones. I like them because into softer ground they give you a bit more purchase. I just think that they're better than well, I'm not saying they're better, they're different. I prefer them to the lightweight pegs that you get. It's a 3-pole system, colour coded. We'll go through the colours afterwards when I actually set it off. So let's just start by getting the fly out. Well, I say the fly, as you know, if you're watching this, you're probably considering getting this tent. It's a single layer tent. It's not a fly and an inner. It's single layer. So it's made from poly cotton. And one of the I've had a few comments, and it actually happened to me when I first got it. You need to get it through like a soaking, through a storm, through the rain process at least 3 times, because what happens is the poly cotton then starts to expand and it closes all the little gaps up. So after the 3rd one, I was actually very lucky. I spoke to one of the designers at Nortent, and he explained this to me really well. I'm not explaining it to you very well, but essentially what happens is after the 3rd time, all of the fibres have really tightened up. 100% waterproof, single layer, poly cotton. Reminds me of the good old days. I think I would be right in saying like a Force 10, just a single layer canvas tent. So this is it. Beautiful colour, I think, anyway. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I can handle that. Right, so as I was saying, it's a 3-pole system. You've got 2 running the length of the tent and 1 running what I would say perpendicular from side to side. And I'm going to start with the crossbar. So in each side you have a sleeve. You could probably just about see it there. You have a sleeve, top to bottom, pops in. That just locates the pole. Let's get the end. I'm going to stick a couple of these on actually. Blue into blue. bend it over into the corresponding blue sleeve there. Now I used to, when I first got this, I used to kind of get a little bit confused about the crossing poles, and it just takes a little bit of practice. Now, as it's a fully geodesic frame, it's fully freestanding, which is excellent. So once you've got the poles in, even if you're in the wind, hopefully you can see that there, even when you're in the wind, if I had this pegged down, which I'm obviously not now, that wouldn't be going anywhere. And what I can start to do is I can start to build the tent up from the ground up. And I've said before, one of the things I really like about, well, there's lots of things I really like about this tent, but one of them is the way that these clips go on. So that one clips on that way, and then this one clips on the opposite direction. I just think that that's really, really neat. Lots of clips to get on, which is good, makes it very, very robust. You couldn't write it. So for the eagle-eyed of you, you'll have noticed I still framed it wrong. I didn't have the poles crossed at this end. I've just taken it apart a little bit, got those crossing over. Like I said, it just takes a bit of practice. Right, so now I've got the frame up, I can move it around a little bit and get the perfect lie. As you can see, it really is tight as a drum. There, that seems quite a nice solid lie. Other thing I really like, and we won't need guy ropes tonight, if you are thinking about using it in a heavy wind, which believe me it can stand up to, these guy ropes are on these really, really nice little just a little bit of elastic with a little adjustment in it to keep the guy ropes together. Just a nice little detail. And then the guy ropes actually twist around the frame where they cross over, so it gives it a really, really solid structure there. And then when this is guyed out, the air system, the air vent system is here, and there's just a little carabiner on the air vent system, clips onto that guy rope there, just keeps that flap open. Just little details like that are really, really nice. So along with the two pegs at either end, on the cross pole, you have you have a peg out point here as well to give you a bit of tension. And then one round the other side, and I'll just grab that now. So what I also, well, I like a lot of things about this tent, but from the bottom up, when you're rolling the doors out, up, you just have a nice, don't know how to describe it, a little fixing, you have a loop on the outside, a little fixing on the inside, which just grabs the loop, and then you pull it through, and this is tensioned. So you tension this, just pull it up. That is just a lovely, lovely little detail. So unlike many tents, this is, it only doesn't have doors on both sides of the tent, but it does have two doors. So I can also roll this one up now and do exactly the same thing. If you've not got time to do that, there is actually, if you've not got time to do that, on the end of the door there is actually a spare pole clip, so you can actually just fold the door right over and clip the door onto the pole around the other side. There we are, guys. Oh, that was a bit of a task to get set up, but I'm now set up. I've got the Vern1 PC set up with that really, really cool tarp. Let me show you around. So yeah, losing the light really fast now. Feeling a bit tired, so I think I'm just going to chill out for a bit. I'm going to get the kettle on, get the stove on, get a hot drink, and maybe get a bit of sugar in me. I feel like I'm dipping a wee bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little bit gutted. I'm a little bit down because, you know, I wanted tonight and this camp to be really, well, to be quite special, because it is a special night for me. It's a special weekend. If you'd have asked me, well, 15 years ago, in 10 years time you're going to have been sober. That's wrong, can't do the math, but anyway, you get what I mean. I've now been sober for 4 years. I wanted tonight, I didn't plan too much, because you know what I'm like with planning, and I planned and changed, so everything was very kind of last minute organised, and I thought it was going well, but the tripod breaking has just meant that I can't move around as much now. I can't move you around. It's going to be pretty boring, because the angles are going to be the same, because my wooden tripod isn't that mobile. But we'll make do. I've got a kettle on now. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and then I think I'm going to have a beer. So one thing I've just actually realised is I don't think I have any new gear this week. It's probably one of the first times I've been out where I'm not focusing on a new bit of gear. What I do have though is, and I think I've probably only used it once since I've been filming, is I have my Big Agnes Lost Dog 0 degree Fahrenheit, which I think is minus 17 or minus 18 degrees Celsius sleeping bag. So I've just got that out just to kind of give it an airing before winter. It might actually be too warm tonight. I think it's probably going to drop down to 4 degrees, I would say, 4 degrees Celsius. So that sleeping bag might be a bit excessive. I might have to kind of just sleep in my undies. I'm going to keep that fire. I'm going to keep the wee stove going, because I just like the wee bit of fire, to be honest with you. Cheers. It's hot. Oh yeah, I did move positions. I moved the wooden tripod. I'm not doing it again. On second thoughts, I don't actually have a huge amount of fuel. I'm going to snuff this out, if I do it the right way. There we go. Come on. There we go. That came back. What? Why is that not going out? Goodness me. Do you know what? I need to perk myself up. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to get some noodles on. What I brought tonight is I brought some noodles, a tin of tuna. I think I did that recently. I quite liked it, so I'm going to do it again. My wife, Kaylee always says to me she knows when I'm hungry, because I think, like many other men, I get hangry. But I don't think I get hangry, I just get a bit down, maybe not, maybe I just get a bit withdrawn. So I'm going to get my dinner on. I'm not overly hungry, but I'm going to get my dinner on. I'm going to have that and then try and perk myself up, because this is a celebration. And for entree, I'm going to have a little oat biscuit. All broken up. Oh well. It's unbelievable. This one's for you, Kaylee. I've just had a couple of biscuits and I've perked up already. Oh, unbelievable. So, Swiss Army knife, tin of tuna. I'll see you in 5 minutes. You know what? I think that bit of fuel that I cooked my coffee with is just going to be enough to cook the noodles. I've not put the noodle sauce in, I've kept that aside. I'm just going to have tuna and noodles. Lovely, jubbly. I think that is about done. You can see it. Camera setup's just a disaster tonight, sorry guys. But means I need to get a new tripod. Bon appetit. Nice and simple. Well, that's really nice. Right, so you'll see the lights fade in nicely now. It's a really, really nice evening. Very still. You can hear the water down by. We've got a light set up in the tree here. It's just a lovely little setup. I'm going to check some messages. But before I do that, I just wanted to turn you around and show you the kind of set the scene. There it is, look. I've got a flex tail light hanging up in the tree there, and then this is basically what you're leaning on. So I'll prop you back in there. There you go, set up nicely. Right, I'm going to check some messages, and then I'll come back to you. We'll have that bottle of beer, and I'll talk a little bit about shit. Okay guys, so I'm going to keep this brief. I'm going to have my bottle of beer, Heineken 0%, you can see that. So in the time it takes me to drink this, and I'm pretty thirsty by the way, I'll tell you my story with alcohol. So, cheers, slange. So, yes, I used to drink quite a lot. I played rugby for many years, and playing rugby I was able to vent a lot of frustration doing that. After I stopped, I was still drinking, still wanted to vent the frustration. I used to get into a lot of fights, a lot of bar fights, in the street, wherever. Not proud of it, but I think, well, part of the story. Yes, it was my eldest daughter's birthday. I went out for a few. Leaves falling. Oof, shut myself then. Oof. No, I'll go back a little bit further. October 21, I went on holiday with a group of guys, as I did every year, playing golf. Had too much to drink, had a nasty fall, cracked my head on a little wall, bust my head open, broke my nose, just made a right mess. Came home early, and it was a trigger. That was a trigger. It just kind of really got me thinking about what I was doing. That very same month, October, was my daughter's birthday, daughter's 21st birthday, and we went out for a very nice meal, and I had some drinks that night, and had a really pleasant night. Woke up the next morning, bit of a sore head, and I said to myself, that's me, I'm done, I'm not drinking anymore. And I've not had a drink since. If you'd have asked me many years ago that I would have stopped, I'd have told you were crazy. But I just had to make that change. I had to. For me, it was the right thing to do. I was just getting into far too much trouble. Alcohol just didn't suit me. It really, really screwed up my head, my mental health. I think I used it as a bit of a mask. Just to hide a lot of frustrations. So I decided to stop. Best thing, one of the best things I've ever done. But what it did do is it opened up a whole lot of more challenges, because I was using alcohol as a mask. I didn't have that anymore. So I really did fall into a bit of a dark place. And fought through it, sought counselling. Didn't really help me. Kaylee and my family were amazing in supporting me. And that's when, it was just last year, when I stopped drinking, I changed. I became a different person. Whether I was better or not, I don't know. You'd have to ask other people that. Well, I certainly changed, and I became more fragile, I think. I suffered with my mental health more. I fell into deeper depressions because I didn't have that outlet, that alcohol outlet. And one thing led to another. I took the decision to get private screening for neurodiversity, specifically for autism, and that's the story, really. I was diagnosed autistic last year, end of 2024. So I've been living with it for nearly a year now. That's untrue. I've been living with it for my whole life. You don't just become autistic. You are autistic. I am autistic. I always have been autistic. I've just masked for all those years. And alcohol was one of the biggest aids for me to mask. When I stopped drinking, I lost that mask, if that makes sense. So, look, I'm nearly done. That's my story. Do you know what I'd love to hear? I have to say that this community, the community that we're building is just phenomenal. I get so many different comments, some on the gear, some on the mental health side, some just totally random. I really enjoy it. I do genuinely reply to every single comment I get, good or bad. So look, I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear your comments. Please do drop your comments below. I think it's probably an apt time just to turn the camera off, lay back, finished my beer, look. Lay back, chill out, enjoy the stillness. I might catch you just before I go to bed, just to say goodnight, but I think I'll just leave it at that for now. Oh man, morning guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, been awake for about an hour now. I woke up in a foul mood, just couldn't get my head together at all. I was thinking to myself, oh no, this is the first time I've ever been camping where it's not worked. I've not kind of clicked. I've not pushed that button, that reset button. So I had a word with myself, checked my messages. I've got a few messages from you guys, which was brilliant. So I've got to maybe take 20 minutes or so after this just to kind of reply to some folk. But I just wanted to highlight a message
I got during the week there about the Nortent Vern1 actually. Someone came up and rightly said he had heard, I think it was a he, they had heard that get a real problem with condensation in these tents in this Nortent Vern1 PC, and I've read that a few times. I think the real misconception there is you need to let these tents go through a few cycles. I think I explained it yesterday. A few cycles of getting wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, and that's what Nortent recommend. Now, what I can assure you right now is the rain's just come on. It's expected to be a lot more this morning. I'm next to a burn. It's quite a heavy burn at the moment because there's been a lot of rain. There's moisture in the air. I've been in here. I actually went to bed last night at 8 o'clock. It's now just gone 7 o'clock. So what's that? It's 11 hours I've been in here breathing. I've got all the vents open and there's not, it's bone dry. Not one bit of condensation. Unbelievable. If I was out in a fully synthetic tent, if I was out in something else, 100% there would be condensation in here this morning. 100%. This is bone dry. So another thing, as I said, I didn't feel great this morning. I thought I was kind of a little bit under the weather. I wasn't. It was all in here. I got myself up. I got a drink of water, and I had a wee bar of chocolate. It's magic. Magic bar of chocolate. Feel brilliant now. Oh, brilliant. So, do you know what? I actually slept all right last night. However, we have a problem. Disaster. I think the Nortent Vern sleep mat's got a wee puncture. So I'm lying on the floor at the moment, pretty much. So I'm going to have to sort that out. I'm not going to sort it out whilst I'm out just now. I'll do it when I'm at home. Hopefully I'll be able to revive it. If not, maybe I need to buy another sleep mat. I forgot my bovril. I really fancied to cut a bovril, but I forgot it this week. It's the only thing I have forgotten, I think. So I'm going to get a cup of coffee on. Don't really have any breakfast. I bought some biscuits, some digestives. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee and some digestives. Bring myself around, get out. I did actually open the door earlier, and oh my goodness, the amount of heat retention in this thing is unbelievable. Now, I've had this since, I can't remember, 6 months. I've had it 6 months. I've never really used it we're coming into winter. It's always been through spring. I used it in summer. Never used it in the real cold conditions. I guess it's probably about 4 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius outside just now. It's a lot warmer in here. I opened the door and it was like, whoosh, it's like opening your back door or your door in the winter, and you get that blast of air. It was a bit like that. So I promptly closed it back over and I got back in. But I do need to get out now, so I'm gonna get the kettle on, and then I'll come back to you when I'm a little bit more sorted, let's say. Let's try and get the right one this time. Yeah, that's it. It was a great view, wasn't it? No, it's still a bit dark, guys, but I thought I'd just get out, and because I just got out for, I call it nature, looked back and just saw my setup, and I thought that looks really, really cool. And before the rain comes on, because the rain is going to come on pretty soon, just show you that brilliant little setup we had. I'll just walk you around. And then I've got this really nice vestibule here under the tarp.
which as you can see is covered in leaves. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, so anybody who's a regular viewer of the channel will know that I like to mess about with my cook system. My gas system, I think I've got set up with the Alp Kit Coro. I've not brought that, I've brought the Endless Voyage, Boundless Voyage, one or t'other, liquid fuel stove, as you saw last night. What I'm going to try is I've got it kind of primed, I've got it set up to go. I'm going to put it in the pan because I always struggle a little bit with the level of it, so I use the plate and stuff like that. Try something different. I'm going to go for the stove in the pan, and then I'm going to use the small pan on top. That means the pan might act as a bit of a wind barrier. Don't know. Well, let's see. Let's get it lit. It feels cold this morning, so it might take a little bit of... No? Talking rubbish. I lit it first time. Right, so we'll set that, get that balanced a bit. Put the water in the small pan, hopefully there's enough room, plenty of room. Put that on there. And we've got like a little, almost like a little trangier setup, haven't we? Yeah, still lit. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot to say to you, I was so knackered last night, probably in my bed at 8 o'clock I think. Put my light on, and my Flextail pump light, hung it up here, fell asleep, bloody ran out of charge, didn't it? Woke up middle of the night, no light, oh! Head torch, my old head torch, just about did the job, and then I remembered, I can charge this. Now, I've got one of these little battery packs, same as probably everyone else. This is the Alp Kit one. Now, I don't know what the measurement is, but this is the 10,000... don't know, whatever the measurement is. This thing's really, really tough. Aluminium, not too heavy. It's got a nice little kind of indicator at the end, so you just push the button and it tells you how much charge is left. I don't know whether you can see that. I can see the 63%. So basically, I've done a little bit of charging of some camera batteries and also my Flextail. That's 100% charged. And I've still got 63% left on this, so these things are quite good. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Alp Kit. So we have liftoff. That boiled pretty quickly. I'm going to say, I don't know, 2 minutes. There we go. I'm going to snuff this out. Am I going to snuff? Yeah, I'm going to snuff this out because I want to try and save some fuel. Oh, went out straight away that time. Don't know what I was doing last night. So I've got a little Jordan's, it's called a Fruesli bar, an oat bar, cereal bar. I've got a blue riband, hazelnut chocolate biscuit, and some good old digestives. Now these aren't your fancy digestives, I can assure you that. These are bottom shelf supermarket ones, but do you know what? Guys, we're back! Yes, we're back! Done it! Cracked it. You had me worried there for a minute, tell you. Sorry, talking to my mouth. You had me worried for a minute there. I didn't think I was going to do it. I thought this was going to be the first time ever out camping where I've not reset. Now that would have been disaster. That could have been the end. It could have been the end of Richard Mountain Rambles. Oh no! But it's not, because we cracked it. So, persevere guys, I can just tell you, persevere. Sometimes, you might not want to come out. No. I was actually quite looking forward to coming out this week. And then when I was out, I struggled. I had a bit of a... Maybe the celebration was just too much. I had a bit of a lull. But I persevered.
And here we are. Cracked it. I honestly cannot tell you the elation I feel right now because I've done it. I've cracked it. I've been listening to a bit of Cat Stevens, Morning Has Broken. Love it. Can't play it now because you'll pick it up and then it'll do that copyright thing and I won't be able to put the video out, so I've had to turn it off just now. But you know what? I'm going to chill out for a bit, listen to a bit of Cat or Yusuf or whatever his name is nowadays. Get on with my day. Don't even know what the song is. Cat Stevens sounds brilliant. Because I've got my tripod set up, my wooden tripod, I'm just going to film a bit on my camera just to show you the setup. How good is that? Alright guys, it's time to get up. Now what I'm going to show you now is how the other way that these doors pin back. So let's just get out. There we go. Right, I'm going to have to hold you because, as you know, I've not got a tripod. Right, so unzip it from the bottom up to the top, and on the bottom of the door you have one of these clips. Take the door and pull it round the back of the tent and you hook it on there. It's quite neat, isn't it? Now we've actually been really lucky because I had heavy rain forecast this morning. It's not come yet, so I don't know, I'm debating whether to pack up now and just get away before it does rain, or because I've made such an effort to build a kind of a little den just outside my tent, do I leave it a bit and experience the rain? Decisions. I'm going to do this quickly guys because this is going to be pretty rubbish because it's too dark. I've got a pocket here, a pocket here. Down there you've got the vent, so the external vent comes through there. This little triangle thing is a flap, you can zip that up. You've got a a hanging line there. A little toggle above my light there. Over in the back corner there you have two mesh pockets, loads of pockets this tent has got, and then you've got another mesh pocket in the corner there, another mesh pocket there, and then the other vent at the other end. And just to go back down the other end, move all this out of the way, this pocket here in the back corner really for your door, which I'm not going to get in there, am I? Is for the door. So that gives you a little view of inside. Not the best, I'm sorry guys, but do you know what? I fit in my Nortent Vern1 sleep mat, which is a big mat, so I get that in here with a little bit of room left in the back corner here, that kind of triangular shape. So as a one person tent, plenty of space. You could maybe even get one and a dog, I suggest. I'm okay just here because I've set up a tarp outside to give me loads of vestibule space, storage space. So that's the inside guys, nice and brief. You're interested about the outside really, aren't you? Really, aren't you? So the build quality is really quite exceptional. All of the seams are reinforced, all of these outside seams where there's a lot of tension on the pole are all double stitched and reinforced all over. Just the quality of workmanship, the quality of build is really quite phenomenal. The sleeves down here to the poles, again all reinforced plastic, double stitched. This just feels absolutely, I don't know, I'm not going to use that word bomb proof, but you know what, it's
goddamn tough. Just in case you didn't catch it last night, this is what I was talking about with the guy ropes. So this here has a little fixing just here, so you just pull that off, the guy rope falls out, and it keeps the guy rope all nice and tidy, so the next time you come to use them, they're all nice and neatly packed away, and that comes on all of the guy ropes. Details, brilliant. All the stitching between the bathtub and the main fly, all double stitched and reinforced. All double stitched, look. I really could go on about this tent all day long, but just the last thing I will show you is underneath here, this right hand door, you have a zip so you can open it down from the top, and then you have this little rain flap here, so this just opens up to give you a bit more ventilation to work in conjunction with the vents at either end inside. So guys, all I've got left to say is thank you very, very much for coming along on this little celebratory camp and for giving me your time to listen to me waffle on about the Vern1 PC. I absolutely love this tent. So if you're a regular viewer, you know the score by now. Comments below. It's the most important thing about this channel and this community. If you're new to the channel, would love a wee thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, please do. But please, please, please drop your comments below. I also have to apologise as well. I can see there's a bit of wood here. Now, if you've been watching from the start, you'll see my tripod is made of wood. My actual tripod broke. It's a long story. Anyway, so yeah, if you are new, please do drop some comments below. It's what keeps the channel going. If you read my bio, yeah, likes, thumbs up, subscribes are brilliant, but it's the comments that keep this channel going. So all I've got left to say is, look, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next week on Richard Mountain Rambles. There's that tripod again. I might set up and do the old quick breakdown. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because you don't want to see me put in all my stuff in my bag for half an hour. Who wants to watch that? So yeah, I might do a time lapse afterwards. We'll see. Here we go, guys. Let's do it.